As the sun dipped low, casting its golden hues over the sleepy town of Elmwood, an unusual gathering took shape at the old pier, jutting out into Lake Azura like the gnarled fingers of an ancient sorcerer. The townsfolk, huddled in small groups, whispered excitedly under their breaths, their eyes flickering with candles' flames that fought bravely against the creeping evening breeze. Everyone was there, from Old Man Jenkins, the local shopkeeper, to young Lily Barden, who had just celebrated her 10th summer. Everyone, that is, except Sora. At the edge of the pier, away from the hushed conversations and the heartening warmth of shared lanterns, stood Suno. Tall and lean, with a mane of unruly black hair that defied any attempts to tame it, Suno was a figure of solitude against the backdrop of communal anticipation. His gaze was fixed on the murky waters of Lake Azura, reflecting the last vestiges of twilight. Suno, unlike the rest, did not partake in the town's chatter. His mind and his heart were tethered to one singular absence. "Suno, why the long face? She'll show up, you'll see." It was Molly, with her evergreen spirit and infectious optimism, trying to pierce the shell of Suno's apprehension. He offered a weak smile, his eyes never leaving the horizon. "It's not like Sora to be late, especially not today. Not after the promise we made last year." The promise? A pact sealed under the very same stars that were now starting to sprinkle the night sky. A year ago, under a rare alignment of planets visible from Lake Azura, Suno and Sora had made a vow. They had promised to meet at this very pier 1 year hence to witness the cosmos converge once more in a celestial ballet that occurred only once every decade. It was more than a spectacle. It was the sealing of a friendship that had survived trials that would have sundered lesser bonds. Suno's thoughts wandered back to the events that had marked their lives. The fire of last autumn that had claimed Sora's family barn. Suno had been there, dousing flames and salvaging what little could be saved. When winter brought the illness that confined Suno to his bed for weeks, Sora was his constant, bringing broth and tales to keep his spirits high. Through seasons and storms, they had remained steadfast, two constants in a world of change. As the crowd's anticipation turned gradually into an uneasy concern with each passing minute, Sora failed to appear. The celestial event began in earnest. The planets, heedless of human sentiment, aligned with a grace and beauty that belied the forces at play. The crowd gasped and pointed, their faces illuminated by a dance of astral light. All but Suno, whose eyes remained firmly fixed on the empty path that led to the pier. Then, as the alignment reached its zenith, there was a rustle, a soft succession of hurried footsteps, a rhythm that Suno could recognize even amidst a storm. He turned, his heart thudding in his chest, to see a figure, breathless and disheveled, her dark hair a cascade of night shadows against her pale, urgent face. "Sora!" The name escaped his lips in a half-whisper, half-sigh of relief. "I'm so sorry, Suno. The bridge on the north path collapsed. I had to take the long way around," she panted, her chest heaving with the exertion of her sprint. Without a word, Suno reached out, pulling Sora into a tight embrace. As they stood there, the cosmic dance above mirrored in their locked gaze, the murmurs of the town faded into insignificance. For in that moment, the universe was not above them, but between them, in the simple, profound connection of two souls who had waited, who had hoped, and who, against odds, had found their moment under the alignment of planets. And so, under the watchful eyes of celestial bodies and earthly kin, Suno and Sora watched the heavens move. A spectacle grand yet no grander than the journey each had undertaken to stand beside the other, on a pier that had become more than wood and nails, a testament to promise, patience, and presence.